Thanks for tuning in. I'm Tucker Breeze, and welcome up to the Nosebleeds. More coaching news. On Friday, Dallas Cowboys announced Brian Schottenheimer, the new head coach of the football team. Schottenheimer has spent the past 11 years as an offensive coordinator and the past 2 in Dallas. He is starting to assemble his staff as Matt Eberflus is the expected defensive coordinator. Eberflus spent 2011 through 2017 on Dallas' staff as their linebackers coach before more recently becoming the Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator and then later on the Chicago Bears head coach for 2 years. And as far as the offensive coordinator, the Cowboys have requested to interview Falcons tight ends coach Kevin Koger. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer announced today that he will most likely be retiring and not rejoining the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. That leaves just one remaining coaching vacancy down in New Orleans. Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore serve as prime candidates for the job. The Eagles defeated the Commanders easily with 7 rushing touchdowns, while the Chiefs beat the Bills in a tightly contested matchup 32-29. On February 9th, the Philadelphia Eagles will match up with the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Will Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs be able to pull off the first three-peat in history? Or will Saquon and the Eagles be able to run all over the defense once again?
Nah, at this point, it's fuck Philly now.
In today's episode, we're going to do a full breakdown on the upcoming matchup and what we expect to happen in this game. We will also discuss the coaching vacancies that have been or will be filled very soon.
Yeah! Here we go!
Today, we've got a guest helping us discuss everything going on around the league.
How's it going? I'm Hunter Cumpston.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get right into it. Getting into the coaching hires, the big news on Friday coming out of Dallas was that Jerry announced that the team would be hiring Brian Schottenheimer as the new head coach. Brian Schottenheimer was introduced as Dallas Cowboys head coach on Monday. He stated that he has a great ability to create relationships. He's really good with X's and O's, but he's great with people. So there's a lot to be seen with Brian Schottenheimer. What are your thoughts immediately?
The 12-year OC, 11-year OC, my bad. Really, there aren't many thoughts. That's the scary thing about it. We haven't seen him play calling in the past. So it's hard to really tell where this offense will lie when in his lead. So I guess we'll see where he takes them. There's not much to see there's not much he's shown us, so it's hard to go off of that,
Yeah, last year with Dallas, he was their offensive coordinator, and he wasn't even calling plays. And then in 2023, he was their offensive coordinator, and with him and Mike both working together, they had a number 2 offense in the NFL. So there is plenty to be seen, but overall, the consensus is that this was a move strictly for Jerry to remain powerful and not to have someone butting heads. So Jerry himself said that hiring Schottenheimer is a big risk, and it was just time for a change, and meaning letting go of Mike McCarthy.
And then you got Eberflus possibly.
Moving on to my next point, the Cowboys are interviewing Matt Eberflus today, actually, and he's expected to be named the defensive coordinator pending the meeting's success. So it's looking as if we're going to have a little reunion in Dallas. As I previously mentioned, he started out his career as a coach there, and he's coming back. So we will see if that is good or bad. Wow, this could be interesting.
As a Chicago fan,
yeah, give me some insight on Eberflus. You know a little bit more.
Man, it's hard to like him after the previous year we just saw, but when you're looking at the defense he made, he has a great defensive mind. So I think as defensive coordinator, he could definitely do great things. I think you don't have to worry about him managing the clock, so there's one positive. But yeah, we had a top 5 defense in the beginning of the year because of Eberflus. So I think he could do great things with you guys. I'm just glad you didn't put him in a head coaching spot.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that too. So a lot is to be seen, but Dallas, again, making questionable decisions. Down in the Big Easy, the decision does not seem to be so easy as they are the final team looking for a head coach. With the remaining candidates available in Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, it appears that they will go one way or the other. And what say you about that topic, Hunter?
I mean, I think Mike McCarthy's a great choice for them. I think he was a great choice for a lot of these head coaching vacancies. I'm surprised we haven't seen him get picked up by someone, especially when you have someone that you've seen as a head coach and you know what they can do offensively. A lot of these other guys or a lot of these other teams are hiring coordinators, which you've seen play as a coordinator, but as we were just talking about with Eberflus and even Dennis Allen, the new defensive coordinator for the Bears, as you've seen, both great defensive coordinators that did not make such great head coaches. So, I mean, I think Mike McCarthy's the way to go here.
Guys are both former Cowboys coaches. So Kellen played for them, became their offensive coordinator, moved on, went to the Chargers for a year, and now he's in Philly. Mike McCarthy was there for the past 5 years. If I were the Saints, a team that really has no sense of direction right now, I mean, their quarterback is either going to be Derek Carr or Spencer Rattler unless they draft a guy. So I'm not too sure what they're planning on doing as a team, but to bring in someone like Mike McCarthy that's not going to deal with much bullshit, essentially, I think that's probably the best move because, I don't know, I feel like they need an older vet in there.
They need a figment of a good team already, so that they need a coach that has already led a great team and that knows who he needs in other coaching positions and key roles to get those wins like he did in Dallas. So, and Green Bay.
How are you feeling after watching that yesterday?
I mean, if you listen back to our first podcast, the Eagles game happened just about how I thought. Saquon Barkley did what he had to. He won the game hands down.
Ran all over that defense. I mean, the whole Eagles offense put up 7 rushing touchdowns. Saquon had 3 himself. So
even their second running back had 100 yards almost.
Who you talking about? Gainwell went out with a concussion.
No, not Gainwell.
Oh, you talking
their
about
third string?
Yeah,
maybe then.
Yeah. Will Shipley
and a touchdown.
Yep, he did get his first career touchdown. He's a rookie and came from Clemson. Got his first career touchdown this weekend. So congrats there.
It's something crazy like 6, 7 offensive rushing touchdowns.
7.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, like I said, this Eagles defense held Daniels to some great turnover. I mean, a great turnover. Not only that, kept him with just doing the short plays instead of those big
explosive.
Yeah. So
I mean, both Terry McLaurin and Diami Brown were held under 50 yards apiece. So doing that is going to really limit Jaden's abilities when his 2 best weapons are out of the game. So, Jaden Daniels threw that pick at the end of the game to Quinyon Mitchell.
Yes, sir. Also, this was the first game we even saw in the playoffs where Jaden Daniels got sacked.
Was it really?
Yeah. So, just being able to finally apply that pressure with their defensive line, I think. And you look at Jaden Daniels, and he looked a little flustered at the end from all that pressure.
Yeah. He said after the game he never wants to feel like this again. So it was definitely new for him all around. I think Saquon could very well win MVP after seeing his performance another game. What did I say? Don't let him get 2 80-yard touchdowns again. Well, he got 1 60-yard touchdown, and I think that's enough to break you. So, moving on. We got the game of the night. Bills, Chiefs. What are your feelings?
Disappointed. How can't you be? I mean, we wanted to see something from Josh Allen, and honestly, we saw it. There was not much else he could have done, I don't think. I mean, there was a few calls here and there that I think could have impacted the game for sure, but the Chiefs come out on top like they always do. I mean, great in situational ball, just not only that, but
Yeah, Josh put up 237 yards on 34 attempts, completing 22 of them, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked twice. Um, yeah, it's not much he could have done. I mean, he needs some more weapons in Buffalo, and that defense needs to add some playmakers on the back end, specifically at cornerback, because they're letting Smith Schuster run all over them. So they need some help.
and Josh honestly looked flustered in the first two drives, I would say, and then finally got his head on his shoulders. But with these two offenses, you have to almost score every drive. So letting those two first drives go without getting any points, or I think they may have gotten a field goal the second drive, but not getting a touchdown those first two drives, I think impacted the game for sure. If they
Absolutely.
came out hitting, I think it could have been different game and had the momentum they had in other games.
Absolutely. It's hard to go against the Chiefs, and if you're not scoring every chance you get it, then you're going to fall behind, and it's going to be a tough climb back. Josh Allen said to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. So that is very true. And for the fourth time in the playoffs, Josh Allen has lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So another year down. Let's take a look at this upcoming Super Bowl matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch from just 2 years ago. What is your gut feeling on what's going to happen in this game and why?
I'm going with the Eagles. I know it might be controversial. A lot of people are definitely going Chiefs here. I mean, how can you not with them getting here the third year in a row, possibly their third Super Bowl win in a row. So how can you bet against them? But Saquon Barkley, how can you bet against him these last few games? I just I see Saquon taking this game and making it his own. I think he gets Super Bowl MVP.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he only needs 30 yards to break the NFL all-time record for most rushing yards in a season, playoffs included. So, uh, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll do that. I think that I think it's going to be a tight one. I think the Chiefs are going to control it like they usually do. I think they take control of games early and they don't look back, and it's just a very fundamental process. So I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. You're making it pretty compelling though. Like I almost was leaning towards saying the Eagles, but I can't go against that. I think that Pat and the Chiefs can bring it back again.
And we're just mentioning offenses here, but two great defenses. I mean,
Yeah,
and especially what I've seen from this Eagles defense, I think that could definitely be a contributing factor to this game. I mean,
absolutely.
what do you think about this secondary of the Eagles going against these receivers of the Chiefs? What do you have
Oh
there?
man, I mean, well, Quinyon Mitchell, he just had his second pick of the postseason. I think. Well, who we got in the Chiefs? Who's their starting receivers right now? We got Hollywood Brown,
Hopkins.
DeAndre, and then Juju. So, uh, and then can't forget Xavier Worthy. But I think between Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slay and Cooper DeJean and at safety and whatever he really plays, all these guys are probably a little bit better than what the Chiefs can offer. But I don't know. You can't go against that Patrick to Travis connection. I think in the Super Bowl they're gonna find a way to cut it down the middle, and yeah, they're gonna exploit the Eagles defense in some way. Yeah,
How sad would it be to be Jason Kelsey right now? Possibly making it back to a Super Bowl with your brother instead.
I mean that's unfortunate because I'm sure he'd really love to be playing in that game. Just his competitive side probably telling him right now that he should still be playing and he's not done. But
That's the way it goes.
that is the way it goes, and we'll see. Maybe he can watch his brother win another one. Thanks for tuning in to the Nosebleeds, and keep checking in for more. He can watch his brother win another one.